Howdy folks, TJ here. Have you ever heard of the old Sharp X68000 computer from the 1980s? Somewhat of a competitor to the unique and unobtainium, in some cases, Atari Falcon. As you see, I own an Atari Falcon. I have a Mega STE back there. I've got a TT there. I'm no stranger to cool, old vintage computers. No, I'm not a collector. I'm a user. I do collect to use. And a computer that's been unobtainium for me here in the United States has been that Sharp X68000. It's doable. You can buy one, but they're astronomically high in price. When you get them to the United States, there's odds are you're going to have to do some repairs and other things. And I just have not had the luck yet to be able to get one. Then a number of years ago, a group of folks came out with a little mini version of that. Looked quite enticing, but I didn't jump into the pool. Rabbit hole, there's lots of rabbit holes out there. It excited me, but it wasn't quite there. And I may still get one day, but it didn't quite go there because I wanted to have a full-size computer that I could enjoy here among my computer. The Ataris, the TT, 030. I use these things pretty much every day. So I wanted a full-size one. And then I recently saw news that, well, there is a full-size one, a Kickstarter. Not a Kickstarter, but a community-driven purchase. But they were not available for purchase outside of Japan. So a lonely bloke here in the United States, me, and many, I'm going to sneeze, sorry, I got allergies, weren't able to participate, which is kind of sad. So I kind of been watching things, and then I saw a post this morning that I'm going to read to you here in a little bit that said, we're considering selling outside of Japan internationally. If you're interested, fill out this form. And I immediately filled out the form. So let's chat about this unique computer. If you've never heard of it, I'll kind of briefly give you a synopsis of it and what's going on and maybe why you might want to follow the links down below, click on it, and register to say, yes, you're not in Japan, you would love to get one, and maybe if there's enough of us out there, they will consider doing it. And if they do it, oh yeah, I'm going to definitely put my hard-earned money down and get one because I love these type of computers. I love the newer modern retro computers that are up to snuff and carry on some lineage from the old. Over behind me, I've got a Speccy Next. And I own most of the older Speccies as well. And that Speccy Next has driven me to become a programmer. I made my own game for the Speccy Next. And things like that excite me. And I'd love to make more games for other platforms as well. So maybe this X68000 Z, and there's some numbers and letters after that, which we'll explain, may be in my future if they send one outside of the USA. So let me show you a picture first. I'm a little old school. I'm kind of like Dylan, where, you know, I'm not good like Dylan, but, you know, you show the little cue cards and you throw them and you spell stuff out. I could have set things up digitally and had a image on a screen, but why do that when I can print out a piece of paper and save this piece of paper for a little while and pin it up to my little board behind me? X68000 Z Super or X68000 Z Personal Workstation 16, I guess is the number. Let me show you this piece of paper that I'm reading. It may be a little dark, but I just printed it out in my color printer over there. Look at this computer. To me, it is one of the most sexy looking workstations I've ever seen. I love my Atari Falcon, but Atari Falcon looks like a 520 ST with a little bit of a gourmet coloring. The TT-030, though, is a very sexy computer, the Atari TT-030. It's got a very unique case, a very sexy case. When I first saw it back in the 90s or late 80s when they started talking about it, I go, that looks weird. But then when I looked at it, I go, that weird is sexier than hell. I want one. And I got one. And I've want one of these. So Sharp, I'll put the link down below as well. Wikipedia is your friend most of the time. Study and look into what made the X68000, the X68000 from that day so cool. It was a cool looking workstation. It was black in color, which to me, they made a tan color too, but the black ones were always cooler looking to me. It looked industrial, it looked businessy, it looked powerful, it had MIDI connectivity. You could play games and connect it to MIDI and have these wonderful sound effects. It was just so cool, but it was all in Japanese, which is a little bit of a block for somebody that's English like me, but I would have figured things out, and I'm going to figure things out because with this one, you're still going to have to figure some things out because I'm sure even if they ship it to the United States, did I start this recording? Yes, I did. Focus back in on me. Don't go blurry. I'm here. So it's probably, if they ship to the United States, it's still going to be in Japanese, but these days they've got translators online. You can figure things out. The games are universal. If a game's well written, you can kind of learn how to play it, even if it's not in your language, and we've been doing that for decades. So anyway, let me read to you the email. No, let's read that part last. There's two things I want to chat about, and I printed one out on what the heck is this X68000Z supercomputer, and there's also a second one, which is X68000 Z XVI, which I guess in Roman numerals, XVI is what, 16? A modern take on a classic. I printed this out from Retro Shell. He had I just typed it in and this came up with a story about this computer. And then I'll read off to you the printout that I saw this morning on one of the Facebook groups. Not a printout, but a link saying, oh, we may consider selling outside of Japan. And I immediately went and filled it out. And hopefully some of you as well do if you're into this kind of thing. Let me read off a little info to you. So, Ruiki announces X68000 Z Super and X68000 Z XVI, a modern take on a classic. I'm going to read some of this, but I'll put the link down below to this Retro Shell. Very cool story. It says on February 6th, Ruiki, and I'm seeing sunspots right now because I've got all sorts of lights shining in my eyeballs. So I'm having a hard time reading. On February 6th, Ruiki officially unveiled two personal workstations, the X68000 Z Super and the X68000 Z XVI. These updated machines, inspired by the legendary Sharp X68000 series, will launch in the fall of 2025 via crowdfunding on Gibidongo. Pricing starts at 74,800 yen, approximately 470 euros, it looks like, $510 or 400 pounds, British pounds. Very nicely priced. Oh yeah, I want one. I want two. Okay, I'm coming down. I don't know if this is going to happen yet. Anyway, the X68000 Z Super builds upon the existing X68000 Z model, but introduces expanded connectivity, including MIDI in and out, and a SCSI port, and a D-sub terminal. Additionally, it supports a nano ITX motherboard, enabling dual boot functionality with Windows. That I found cool. I'm not a Windows user. I'm a Mac user. And a Linux user. I'll use Windows if I have to, but if I'm able to score one or two of these, I will put Windows on there and finally have a Windows-capable machine with Windows installed on it that I can utilize if I want to. I'll use this more for the classic side of things, but it's nice to have that functionality. I'm not going to read the rest of this article. I'll put a link to it, but I wanted to say, okay, here's a cool story about this. Really excited me. But what even more excited me, I love computers. I mean, if you've been watching my channel, you know how much I love the Speccy Next. I've been following it for years, and I've kind of built a lot of my YouTube channel around the excitement that computer brought back to my life. I've been using Ataris for decades, since basically the late 70s, and I've been a computer nerd forever. But there's certain things that have always excited me. The Speccy Next built up that excitement and made me, well, I'm going to go crazy, and I'm a little crazy anyway. And then my Ataris, I love. I've been using, this year was the year of Atari in my house, and I've been setting up networking of old Atari computers together. I have room for one more computer, and this is the one I want. If I can't get it, I'll be a little depressed, such is life. But let me read off what this says. Hello to all. Well, let me show it to you. I don't think I showed it. So this is just a printout that I did from this website. As a picture of these workstations. It's not just a computer, it's a workstation, and I like that. I'm an old Next user as well, not the Next Speccy Next. I love that and use it, but I'm talking about the Next Step, Open Step, the world of the Steve Jobs after Apple computer, the Next Cube. I had those, and I moved on from them because they were just taking up so much space. But I had a Next Cube with two special GPUs in them that drove two big color monitors. It was called Next Dimension. So I had three monitors. I had two 21-inch Next monitors connected to a Next Cube, plus the mono screen. So I had three screens. I called it the three-headed dragon. So I love workstations as well. So hello to all X68000 Z supporters. This is X68000 Z2. Deuce. Is that what the D-E-U-X Deutsch? No, that's something. Deuce. This is the 68000 Z2 project team. We are currently exploring the possibility of selling the X68000 Z outside Japan. If you live outside of Japan and are interested in the X68000 Z, please let us know by filling out the form at the link below. Additionally, if you know of any communities with a strong interest in the X68000 Z, we would greatly appreciate your help in spreading the word. That's what I'm doing right now. As a small YouTuber with a little over 7,000 members, but they're all fun members and they're all excitable. Well, not all of them. I can't say they're truly, but there's a lot of them. and it's growing every day. So I'm pretty excited about my small channel, but I get some reach. So I do appreciate and like that part. YouTube excites me as well. Thank you for your support. Zuiki Co. Limited, X68000 Z2 project team. And then they have a link to the place that you need to fill out the form, and that's about it. So let's see, any other interesting here? No, it's just a different language that I'm not able to read. So I'll put the link to this form down below. I'll put other links so you can explore the Sharp, the original Sharp, and then explore the story that I found that talked about this new introduction, that they're only available in Japan, about the specs. And then I'll put a link to the form that you can fill out. So if you're wanting to get one, the form was simple. It was what country you're in, your email address, I think, and any comments you wanted to throw their way. So this is exciting. I sure hope it happens. And it would sure be wonderful if by the end of this year, it would be a wonderful Christmas present that I can have, because I would love to have an old Sharp one. And I may still get one day. The odds are highly against me being able to do that at this point in time. But if a newer model that's full size, that has much of the same capability, that is a little easier for me in the United States to connect with HDMI TV or monitor, that I can get one or two. It depends on the price. If it's really $510, I'm sure there's different versions. I would probably want the top of the line model that comes with the keyboard, the mouse, and all the nitty gritty. And then if they have a slightly different model, I would buy the slightly different lower end model, just the unit itself. So I have kind of a backup just in case kind of thing. But there's a lot going on. Hopefully this video that I'm making gets some exposure, and that a few more people click on that link and say, yes, they would love to find a way to get into the world of X68000Z. So thanks for watching this video. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks for watching. Bye.